to be healed. Every one represents an energy in you that needed to be healed for whatever reason it happened in the past isn't always as necessary as doing the work today. So forgiving, you are letting go of the past and giving it up to those emotional ties. The important part of this is that all that low energy cannot ascend with Mother Earth. And you now have been told there is 9 months with which you can finish doing your inner house cleaning so you can ascend with the planet. May I suggest to leave no rock unturned and no corner uncleaned, because any dark energy will preclude ascension. It is important, and we will talk more about how that happens with Saint Germaine. So I am sharing with you that it is, when you look at, you have had many thousands of opportunities to reincarnate and choose good over evil. Have you ever thought that when you turn the word evil around, you have live, the word live? That's what you're really doing, is you're choosing to live instead of die. Evil is not bad, it's the lack of light. So many have, that's another distortion, associated it with devil, etc., and wickedness and whatever. But the lack of light was the problem. And as you add light to your life, you will live. As you add light to your mental knowledge, you will be free to have more light in your thinking and be more clear-headed. As you add light to your emotions, the old heavy emotions and grief can leave, and you can let the joy of God come in and replace it. As you release any spiritual situations, you are asking that God, more and more of God to be who you are, and less of self or the lower, denser energies. That is the whole trip of returning to oneness. So as you are releasing it, you are becoming more one and one with God. You are becoming an expression of God through you. You become that expression to manifest with yourself and your neighbors. Love your neighbor as yourself is exactly what you are working and growing into. That only love is going to be filling you and surrounding you, and you will be abiding in the love of God. And as you clean out the old attic or whatever basement you have inside and releasing those, you will be living longer lives, because the lack of light in your life or vital energy is actually your illnesses. It's just manifesting for you to see that there's something wrong. What's wrong is the lack of love, and it cannot flow through your body to help you stay in the healthy spot that you were actually created in. You were created in the image of God, and you are returning to that. So God is the answer, and God will restore you to your perfection. You are perfect love. And I hope that you understand this is just the journey to achieve that. And in the next 9 months, most of you have some leftovers. You probably have, if you're in this room today, have done some major spiritual work in your life. And there might be some crumbs left to take care of. Some might be bigger than others, but it's your chance and opportunity. You have a choice to rise and ascend with Mother Earth. All beings in the cosmos, in the universe, are sentient, conscious beings. The Earth has a consciousness, as just the extraterrestrial people that you've been led to believe are villains in many movies, which is not true. Most of them are actually very hospitable and wanting and waiting here to help you in this ascension. In fact, some of you are very informed about Ashtar's command in helping those people here on Earth to ascend. So Marilyn needs some water. I am so thrilled to be helping you, to guide you through some information that might have been unavailable or not recognized as important information earlier than now. And so hopefully your eyes have been open to some new ideas today that were helpful. I would like to take this time to allow St. Germaine to come in and further explain more of the spiritual part of what we're talking about in ascending today. So if you would wait just a few minutes, we will let St. Germaine come in. I want to thank you for your being here today and hope that the rest of your day goes very well. So be it.
Thank you, John.
Hello, everybody.
Hello,
Good afternoon.
Well, I'm so glad to be here, and all the new people. I was here when you were introducing yourselves, and I'd like to tell you all welcome.
Thank you,
Thank
welcome.
you.
And thank you for coming. What I am about to tell you, you know in certain ways intuitively, but maybe it has not been as carefully defined in simpler terms and sometimes can be quite confusing. And I wish you to hopefully find some new information that might bring some light into your life, because that's what we're all about. As Mac exclaimed, we have light in our lives, and that light, as it shines brighter and brighter for others to see, and that's what you're on the trip of, is increasing your light. God is all about energy increasing, and so this is a wonderful day to help increase your light also. I wanted to start out by saying that many years ago, thousands of years ago, there have been Christed individuals, or avatars, whatever names you choose to use, have come to earth to help you find the way back, to find that grace of God that you want to return to. Actually, there have been 16 that came before Jesus to show people the way. Mac has a wonderful book that tells about quite a few of these avatars that came before Jesus. And it's a channeled book, of course, but it's very informative. And you will notice that they all had similar lives and similar experiences they went through, because as you are raising your consciousness into higher consciousness, these are the initiations that you go through. These saviors, you might call them, that came to earth to help you find the way, were, so to speak, premature, because people were not ready for the information, and so they were discounted, and especially discounted as far as the Bible is concerned. The Bible only deals with the last one that you are aware of, as far as most people are aware of. There's actually been quite a few since Jesus, but he was the first one to do it publicly, to go through the initiations where other people saw what his life experiences were about. Now, he had many lives. He did not do this in one life, as the church would like you to believe. And so one of the things that happened early in 553 AD was the Council of Nicene, where reincarnation was taken out of the Bible. And so it was no longer part of the dogma and the discipline of the church at that time. And if you had any inclination to say anything like that, of course, even today, many people still will find, if they bring up the word reincarnation, not always a positive response to that. But I am so pleased to say that is changing. This last 10 years has been a huge change. and people awakening to more and more of what's beyond the dogma and creeds of churches. People have been in their hearts listening to that voice of God, the guidance that's in there. I just love the way Walt Disney presented it to the people. He called that voice inside Jiminy Cricket. Do you remember? Do you listen to your Jiminy Cricket? Well, it is your consciousness. And when you pay attention to that silent voice inside, your guidance will be right on track. How many times have you done something and said, I knew I shouldn't have done that? That's your consciousness was telling you very much what you needed to do. But to pay attention sometimes is not a humanly thing to do. It's much easier to find a way not to pay attention. And of course, it's not necessarily the avenue of results that you were looking for. It's been very important to understand that in changing your energy, all of your energy, from the lower density into the higher consciousness of Christ consciousness, you must go through every experience because every energy in you needs to be transformed, and we'll explain that better in a little bit. But as you consciously choose to take the high road, some people call it, you are choosing love or God as your solution rather than reacting from fear. Fear shuts you off from the light of God. And now I'm saying and hearing that you can open up the box and let the light shine in. And as you do, you're becoming more aware of the truth about who you are and the light in this world. It is important to know that you do this in stages of growth and evolving. The whole universe is evolving. As you evolve, the whole universe is growing into higher consciousness. Mother Earth was dying at one point and has asked for help. You people in this room, if you have not awoken to the light inside, it's time to open up your heart and know that you are a child of God and you are growing into that expression of God in your life. And you are here to show that if you can do it, others can do it. And as your light becomes brighter and brighter, the consciousness not only of your own soul, but the consciousness, group consciousness affects Mother Earth, and she can raise higher and higher. And on December 21st, that is the date of moving into fifth dimension. So as you raise every vibration, every negative energy into the light of God, instead of reacting from your fear, stop and say, is this the best way to handle that? Stop and ask yourself, do I want to stay angry at that person? When you send anger out to another person, it's going to come back to you some way or another. If you bury that anger, it comes back in medical problems. Have you heard of inflammation? That's your anger buried somewhere, needing to come out and be exposed to the light of God. So you see, not looking at these issues is very important, not only for your spiritual well-being, but in your humanness too. It is important to know, as you raise into higher and higher consciousness, you have been reaping, as life has gotten better for you, you are reaping what you sow. And in the whole lifetimes of many lifetimes, things have occurred to you that you still need to look at and forgive, let go of any fears, grudgeful ways, temperamental problems, people that irritate you, all these things that have happened. And remember, those people did you a service. Why would you want